Okay, step one is to put the base unit together.
I'm going to come over here and just kind of slide this back. So you got your three pieces, and these two, the corners, you got to just angle together. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. There, perfect. And then your four short bolts will just fit right into the pieces here.
So while they are doing that, you'll do it on both sides, over here and right here. But it's also a good idea to lay out your poles so they're ready to go. And the best way to determine how this was going to go up is when this pole is set upright, this collar right here will be angled in towards the middle. If you have it to switch the other way, the black crossbar will go the wrong way and it'll have to be completely taken down. As well as when you match these poles up, be sure to make sure you have the right set of poles. To give you an example how they're marked, there's 4 dots here and 4 dots there. That means that this is a matched set. If the ground is not level, you will need to have somebody on this end to kind of lift and twist to make sure that those bolts can go in.
Can you kick that corner just a little bit
Towards you?
Yep, we're good. We'll get some more bolts to make sure that we've got 4 on each side. And then the next step is going to be setting your poles inside of here. towards me. Okay. That goes in. Next part is putting the two poles together. So WD-40, no matter what, just spray it on here. I'm just going to rub that around just so it's nice and slippery, easier to get them on and off. Okay, and as you're putting this on, you got to make sure to pull that towards me a little bit. Your eyelet is on the inside part for the bungee, the cords to attach, or the strings to. And this, and slide right together. And this gets one bolt, right? One won't fit, or not?
No.
No, no, do okay. Don't worry about bolting this one for now. And then we'll just go over on the other side and do the same thing. Should we run a bolt through this side? Okay. And this side you just run a pin through. Just to play safe. For the other side, the holes aren't lining up. So just don't put it on there, and if anybody asks, just say it's not necessary to have them right now. So your next step is going to be putting these poles on, but we're just going to put these on and leave them for you so you don't have to worry about it.
So you want to have one person on each end. Somebody's got to take the pressure off and put the pin in.
So for these guys, you got your shorter bolts here. So put your nut on there and tighten that up.
So now, as you can see, that's why the collar is set at that angle it is, because that will have to go in. Once we get it up in the air, we'll go right into this base unit right here. Each side. Okay. So now.
So your next step is actually lifting the poles up and locking them into place.
The rope's on.
Oh yeah, we'll put your ropes on first. It's not fun if you don't. Alright, so here's your rope, same as on the Rockall combo unit. This one you got to make sure that you have one clip all the way on the end, and this clip locks onto the eyelets.
because this clip right here hooks onto the bungee cords, so it's the second one in off each end. It'll be your middle clip that holds to the winch. Okay. Next step is to put a rope on each end so that way you can pull the cord down. Because once you get it up in the air, so you'll need 3 ropes, one on each end and then one for the middle. Okay.
Go up, stand them up.
Now it's a good idea to make sure you have your pins and everything all lined up, ready to go. So just you want to lay a pin down next to each collar. That way it's ready. Now lifting these up, it's very important that you have help for this. And watch this.
Hold on.
That ain't gonna work. Damn.
And when you're doing this in the school, Danny, I would have you lifting the pole up and have Chew put the pins in just because of the height difference, and it'd be a lot easier for the taller person lifting, so Chewy can just put the pins in.
So it's always definitely important to make sure you don't pinch your fingers with this bar against here. So same with lifting it up and lowering it down.
I can't get this leg to kick out into here. Okay, we have a problem with the ceiling height.
It's pretty simple. All you do is put the...
So what you'll do is you'll take the base of one that's pretty self-explanatory. The one that's attached here will go down and put into this collar.
And you've got these tools here in case if you need to pry underneath here to get this bar to lift up so the holes line up. You've got your pry bar and whatever this thing is.
So hole punch, so you'll just use it to leverage.
Yep, to make sure your holes are lined up right. And then you just take your, same thing with all the other ones, just take your bolt, slide them right through, and your nut, and lock it up there.
Okay. And it'll be the same over here. You have to this is a 2-step process. One person will be lifting the pole, and the other one's going to be guiding this cross beam. And again, puts right into this collar and use the same tools. So do one at a time. If I had to guess, I'd say have it line this cross one up first, but put the base in as you first, because that way then it'll take the weight off the pole. So it's important you can always use the pole as leverage once you get up there. So once you get them both collars in, then that pole is totally secured and ready to go. And you just repeat the process for the other one.
And does he need to put this one in first? At least line the short...
At least line it up, put them both in the collars, and then you'll have to use your pry bar to get the holes to line up. But I would definitely make sure you have that one in first just so you can take the weight off the pole so that doesn't come crashing down. This is a very, very important process to make sure that you don't drop this pole.
So, okay, let's lay this one down. Again, just watch your fingers as it's coming down. And like I said, we're gonna leave this on here just so it's a little bit easier, so you don't have to worry about putting that step on. It's a little more cumbersome to carry around, but it'll take one step away from you. Do you think this one will look good? That crossbeam?
Yeah, I think that crossbeam is going to be a problem.
Let's try to lift this up real quick. Let's just see if it works.
Okay. So again, the more help you can get to take the brunt of that weight would really be, it's really important. As you'll see, Brian is actually guiding the cross beam. Well, this one actually looks like it could work. So as you'll see, he's guiding the cross beam in and taking the weight.
I'm going to take this bar and put it in the sleeve.
So you're lifting the bar, or lifting the pole. He's going to set.
You guys are good. You can...
Good.
Okay, so that one's in the collar. It's got a backstop on it so it won't slide out.
Yep.
Now it's important to make sure you keep an eye on that guy. I would put, if that one's ready to go, you'll want to put the pin in on this end. But again, make sure somebody's holding the pole to make sure, or just holding it just in case. Once the pins are in place, then it's not going anywhere. Jason, can you lift some more?
Yeah. I think we might.
You're good now?
I think the ceiling is stopping it. Because it's just got to come up like another ½ an inch.
Okay.
So, but either way, you get the idea.
You get the idea. We're having a little bit of sealing issues, but yeah. He's going to use the punch and the pry bar to line that up and then put his bolt in and then go back, and then he's going to do this one. And once both bars or poles are in place, then this one is secured.
Yeah, and it's the height. This needs to come up just a little higher for this pole to slide out farther
Just
to fit in. So, but once you get those pieces there, then you have your winch to put on. And this just sits right in the tracks.
goes the other way. Yep. So as you're facing it this way,
And if the holes don't line up, then you know you got it in there wrong.
the idea being is that the rope is going to come out right over the center top of these two collars. It needs to come up between the two bars.
And do not forget to pin this in. Because if you don't put the pins in to secure it to the base, as soon as the first kid starts going, they'll pull that winch right off of there.
So once you get that in place and your bars are up, you can start inflating your trampoline, hooking up your bungee cords and your harnesses.
And you know how to do the rest of that part. So
There should be a Velcro strap. It makes it easier if you want to go ahead and tie the winch remote right to the bar, so you're not tripping over it.
that's it.
Repeat the process to reverse the process to take it down. Again, be very, very careful with the pulls. Have taken into consideration anybody standing way in the back that these things they're 20 feet long, so keep that into consideration.
That's it. And just if we didn't talk about the mats, make sure you have mats on the floor underneath here because it will move around a little bit and we don't want to scratch a basketball court floor. So indoors you got to have the mats on there.
And also be considerate of that when you're moving the poles and the bars around as well, just to be very careful of the floors. These pieces are heavy, so do be careful.